We'll go ahead and call our Bryan County Board of Commissioners January 16th meeting to order, please. We'll stand, we'll do an invocation and have a pledge of allegiance. If you bow your heads, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for all many blessings. Bless us on this board as we do your work in the county, Lord. Just make it appealing to everyone, Lord, and just be with our firefighter, first responders, Lord. Just let us have a good year. And thank you for this building and the people who built this building for us. Lord, just be with them, and in your name, amen. Amen. Say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to thank everybody for coming. We do are in a new building. I think Mr. Foley's back there. Thank you for your construction, sir. Hopefully you can hear us back there. It's a long bill. It's about twice as long as we had it. But anyway, thank you, sir. We start with the approval of our agenda for tonight's meeting with some changes, I believe.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the following changes. Remove item number 1 from the consent agenda and the removal of item number 5 from the county administrator items.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, okay, that carries. All right. We need the approval of our December 2023 meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move we make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 2023 meeting.
Second. Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, okay, that carries. Thank you. All right, we need the approval of our consent agenda, which everybody has read over.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right. We will take a motion to close our meeting and open up our public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we close the public meeting and open a public hearing.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are in our public hearing. First up is Cindy Miles and Brenda Cather's second reading of an ordinance to amend the zoning map for 6.73 acres, parcel 0341-089, and 2.64 acres, parcel 0341-090.
Good evening. This is a rezoning request for 2 parcels that are located adjacent to one another. You can see them highlighted on the map there. They're currently zoned RR1, and they're requesting I1 for warehousing and distribution. These parcels are located on Highway 280. You can see the surrounding zoning highlighted here, and the site plan that they've provided for the property. Planning and Zoning did recommend approval for this with the following conditions. That a water and sewer agreement and transportation agreement be completed prior to development. For some driveway conditions to be reviewed by GDOT, as well as some 280 connectivity. Old Kyler Road be improved to county paved standards from the end of the southernmost driveway to the end of the current paved section that's adjacent to Dollar General. That the parcels be combined via a minor plat. And those are all the conditions, and I can answer any questions you may have.
Anybody have any questions on our board? Is anybody here, the applicant here, or anybody here wish to speak for or against? Yes, ma'am, if you just come up and state your name, please, we'll give you 5 minutes to speak.
Yes, I'm Holly Young with Remax Savannah, and I'm here to answer any questions. We also have the engineer here if you have any questions regarding the site plan.
No, we don't have any questions for her. No, we reviewed it. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
All right. Next up is item number 2, Matt Hollingsworth, the second reading of an ordinance to amend the zoning map for 11.5 acres, portion of parcel 019-032-03. And just so the public knows, we'll go through these and then close our meeting and go back and vote on them.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Mr. Chairman, if I may present items number 2 and 3 together, since they are related to each other. If that's
Okay.
fine. So item 2 is the second reading of an ordinance to amend the zoning map to for a 11.05 acre portion of a 25.5 acre tract from the A5 agricultural to the B2 general commercial. The applicant plans to subdivide the property to develop a self-storage facility on the Wilma Edwards frontage, and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval. This is located on the north end of the county on Wilma Edwards, close to its intersection with 119. You can see it again here. And as far as the comprehensive plan goes, this is in the low-density residential on the comprehensive plan, so it does support limited commercial developments, you know, close to these intersections. And you can see the surrounding zoning here is mostly agricultural at this time. And this is their site plan that they've shown, so you can see the applicant's proposing to build it out into 3 different phases. And here shows another one where they're showing some of their buffering requirements. And then item number 3 is the associated conditional use for the self-storage facilities. This is required in the B2 zoning district. And the ordinance, section 114-740, has specific standards that have to be met in order to have a self-storage facility. The applicant has demonstrated on their site plan and through the review that they would be willing to meet all of these requirements. And you can see them here. Some of them are just, you know, storage of combustible and flammable liquids are prohibited. The premises shall be kept limited to just storage of personal and business items. You know, no auto repair, nothing like that going on in there. Any sale that happens on the property has to be related to self-storage itself, so nobody can be running a business out of it. The entire site has to be fenced in accordance with the ordinance, and then the buffering requirements as well, which on their site plan, they showed that they indicated they could meet those buffering requirements. Kind of shows you the buffering plan again.
Anybody have any questions on this board?
Go back to the buffering. What's the minimum footage on the buffering zone there?
It's 50 feet.
50 feet, okay.
And so that's on the open side, and then the side that faces Wilma Edwards, and then on that back side that kind of has the crossed lines through it, that's some existing vegetation that they plan to preserve and not take those trees out.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody here wish to speak for or against? The applicant wants to speak? For or against? Yes, sir, if you just come up and state your name.
Hey, I'm the applicant. My name's Matt Hollingsworth. Appreciate you guys taking time to be here tonight to hear this, and be happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Do I have any questions? Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you. All right, who else wish to speak? For or against? Sir, if you just come up and state your name.
Good evening. My name's Kevin Ray. Is there any way we can put the zoning map back up there? Thank you. Just for reference. This traffic going right there, that's where I live. Did everyone receive, I assume you did, a letter just like this? And a survey, look like that?
Yes, sir.
We got a survey, yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to assume you read all of that.
Yes,
And so the reason I submitted a speaker form is not to be long-winded up here, but mainly just to give you an opportunity to ask any questions or that you have of anything you read.
Yes, sir. What was the format of that survey that you put out? How did you get the respondents that you did on that survey?
That came from Bryan County News.
Yes, sir.
Something I found.
Okay. Did you pull that out of public record?
It was Blueprint Bryan 2045 that did the survey. And so that link is where I found it.
Yes, sir.
And this is the abbreviated version, of course. The whole survey's there for you to look at if you're interested in that. And
Yes,
let me
sir.
just say, you know, I'm not here to kill a man's dreams. As a matter of fact, the man that is wanting to do this. I live in his house that he built. When we moved here in '08, he's probably the first man I met here, Jimmy Stanfield. I love the guy, I really do. He's one of the hardest working men I've ever known. He's been very, very helpful to us. He's been a dear friend. Whenever I've called on Jimmy, man, he's been right there to help us. And I really feel bad about this. But I called him and I spoke to him on the phone, man to man, and just try to get a little bit more information. Because I got this off the grapevine, basically, from our next door neighbors, Stacy McCoy Dugar. It was news to me. So I called Jimmy and we talked a little bit, and he was gracious and answered my questions as much as he could. And his point to me was, you have every right to go to the meeting and state your feelings. And he's right. I've never done anything like this before. This is all brand new to me. I know nothing about planning and zoning. I didn't even know the difference between the P and the Z and the BOC. I mean, I really didn't. But I love where I live. I love the character of where I live. I'm watching dirt turn to concrete all around me. I know it's really, really tempting to sell your dirt and make a lot of money and go find some more dirt somewhere. When does that end? Where does everybody run out of country to go move to? So I guess the thing I'm mostly concerned about is moving too fast and doing things we can't undo. Without really, really, really careful thought about the ramifications of that to the character, especially of North Bryan County. Probably the main thing that concerns me with, number one, the B2. I really have a hard time with B2 coming out of A5 because that's just a crack in the door to me. You let one in, they're all going to come in, and next thing you know, you got no more A5. And that's what I'm watching happen all around me. And I'm just wondering where that ends. So that's from my heart. I'm just loving where I live. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Well, here it is. This is what I'm doing. I don't know how much weight it has or how much it's going to be considered, but at least I want to take an opportunity so that if things don't go all the way I want them to go, I can at least look in the mirror and say, hey, you tried. You were hurt. So that's my main reason for being here. It's not to kill Jimmy's dreams, and what he's doing, I think, for his grandchildren is a wonderful thing. It's just unfortunate that it's that close. I worry about the RVs. I don't know the answer to that question because when we spoke on the phone, he mentioned that it was going to be really well done. It's going to be a really nice self-storage facility. It's going to be done like the one over on Blue Jay, kind of like state-of-the-art thing. And so I looked, I checked it out, and what surprised me was the RVs. I wasn't ready for that because, as I stated in the paperwork I submitted, that's a long sweeping curve right there. I mean, you can see it on this map. Right there. That's a stop sign. So that's it. And people, I live here, so I see this traffic every day. And people are avoiding 280. They're avoiding exit 143. They're using exit 137 and Highway 119, especially if they live on Wilma Edwards, which, as you know, has grown tremendously. So part of my concern is, and the numbers that they mentioned at the P&Z meeting was 1,200 cars a day, 70 estimated from the storage site. And I can tell you from 2022 to now that traffic has doubled or tripled, especially during rush hour, and people are driving more recklessly. Speeds have increased. They're passing in no passing zones. For instance, right here in front of my house, they're not supposed to be passing going this way, but they are, right into this curve. So if you've got a 47-foot RV pulling out there with a fifth-wheeler, it's going to take a while for it to clear that intersection. I looked at the DOT studies. I don't see anything in the DOT studies that's going to address that intersection in any way. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you know something I don't. But all of this are just things that I would like to know have been considered. I've asked and requested that you look at those things. And, you know, just slow down, take a breath, and let's not do things before we've really considered all the ramifications for security, safety, and lifestyle. Okay, I think that's about all I have.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you
Thank you
taking
for
the
the
time.
comments. Yep.
Thank
Share that.
All right, this time we'll take a motion to close our public hearing and enter back into our regular scheduled meeting. Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, just one, so explain the RVs. Is there boat storage and RV storage?
Yeah, so I'd like to address a couple things. I'll address that first, if you'll pull the concept plan back up. So of course, like we showed in the concept plan, you know, it's built out for 3 phases. This is showing a phased approach because we don't plan to build out the entire thing now. There's not a market demand for the entire thing today. I'll just show you. I'll show you here. It might be a little easier for you guys to see. Just based off of what we see here, we just showed some mix of non-climate control, a mix of climate control, and then these are on the angle are RV storage. And so, yeah, so we do show that. And can you go to the next slide? Show them the other. In one of the pages on our concept plan, we show the turn radiuses for getting RV in here. So we do have plans, and go back showing the phases to, you know, so we basically just showed the same build out for each phase. Obviously, from an operational standpoint, you build it out based off of what the market demands. But we work really closely with the county and engineering staff, and I mean, we use all the published data we have, and I believe the amount of trip generation in the county ordinance didn't require doing a traffic study, neither by the county standards or the GDOT standards, to publish that. So the comprehensive plan that was just updated showed this character area as emergent suburban, right? And as we know, up and down Wilmot Edwards there's already lots of subdivisions in that area, and there's land just around the corner. If you go back to that zoning map, the green, here, I think it's this tract here, possibly. Horizon Home Builders already owns that. Looks like they're doing some stuff on that property already. So this area is already emergent suburban, and being at the intersection there, we feel like that this community needs that, right? And it's coming from a different perspective of what Mr. Ray was just saying, but the HOAs aren't going to allow the RVs and the campers, and these things would just be, you know, it'll be a big thing in the community with RVs and campers, not just that, boats, whatever else, you know, or just household things that people are storing in their driveways and garages. And as the area continues to develop, you know, our goal is that, you know, we're able to maintain that by giving people a place to put their stuff. The last thing I want to mention is our family lives on IG Linear Road, so that's this road here, and it's 1.5 miles up the road. This isn't some investor coming in from out of town to rezone something and, you know, never see it again, you know. So I understand Mr. Ray's concern, but I just want you guys to know that, you know, we work closely with engineering, you know, putting together a well-developed engineered concept plan and plan on going by all the ordinances. So I just wanted to state that. But did you guys have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you for clarification. All right, we'll take a motion to close the public hearing and open our regularly scheduled meeting back up.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we close the public hearing and we re-enter our regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
All right, We are now back into our regular scheduled meeting. We'll go back and vote on these items. First up is the Cindy Miles, the second part of the ordinance to amend the zoning map. A motion on that one.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the rezoning of parcel 0341-089 and 0341-090 with the following conditions. The developer shall enter into a water and sewer agreement with the county prior to the issuance of any development permits. The developer shall enter into a transportation agreement with the county prior to the issuance of any development permits. For a full access driveway, due to the potential queuing from US 280 and Highway US 80 intersection, along with being the primary truck access to the site, the driveway shall be relocated as close as possible to the western property line, subject to review and approval by GDOT. Connectivity and/or a shared access driveway to US 280 shall be coordinated and provided with the adjacent lot to the west. Old Collar Road shall be improved to county road pavement standards from the end of the southernmost driveway curb return to the end of the current paved section adjacent to Dollar General. The parcels shall be combined via a minor plat and recorded prior to site plan approval.
I'll second that.
Second that. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up, Aaron, Council, could we vote on, well, vote on each one separately?
Yes, vote on each one separately.
Okay. So we're down to the Matt Hollingsworth, the ordinance to amend the map for that 11.5 acres, 05 acres.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the rezoning of parcel 019-032-03 from the A5 to B2 zoning district.
Second.
Second, any discussion on that? All in,
Commissioner Covington, are you going to approve or make a motion to approve the conditions offered by staff and approved by the planning and zoning?
that's in that second one?
It's in the second one.
Yeah. Okay, do we have a motion and a second on that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, second, okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Item number 3, the conditional use permit for the self-storage facility. Motion on that one,
I see no conditions.
huh?
I don't see any conditions there.
Okay, we're good.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the conditional use for a self-storage facility subject to continued compliance governing self-storage facilities as set forth in the Bryan County ordinance.
Second.
Second, any discussion on that? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, we're down to our community development, a non-public hearing, first reading of ordinance to amend the code of Bryan County, Georgia, Chapter 4, Bryan County Alcohol Ordinance.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is first reading tonight to amend our alcohol ordinance. No action is required. The county code requires 2 readings of an ordinance before it can be adopted. As you know, in September of 2022, this board approved an updated alcohol ordinance. Actually, it was a complete rewrite. In that ordinance, there was a requirement that was added for an alcohol sales permit. This is also known as a bar card. Basically, what it would require is for anyone serving alcohol, they would have to go through a background check. Staff implemented this after the adoption of the ordinance. There were some comments and concerns raised with the board. Staff went back and researched the issue, looked at other jurisdictions, and we're making the recommendation that the alcohol sales permit be removed, and that's what this ordinance will do. Also, as part of this part of this revision, staff is also recommending that we change the date from May 1 to July 1 as to when new applications get their reduction to half that initial fee. That's more in line with other communities. So with that, I can answer any questions you may have.
Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, Audra, thank you so much.
Thank you, Audrey.
Yep. Ben, you're up our county administrator items. Appointment. Commission vice chairman. Patrick didn't like it.
Item 1 is the appointment of the commission vice chairman. Each year, the Board of Commissioners appoints one of its members as vice chairman based on a mutually agreed upon rotation policy. This year, the proposed vice chairman based on that for 2024 will be the second district commissioner, Wade Price. If you all agree, the recommendation is to appoint Commissioner Price as the vice chairman for the calendar year.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion
Thought you
to
would.
appoint Mr. Wade Price, second district commissioner, as the vice chairman of the Bryan County Board of Commissioners for fiscal year 2024.
Second.
Second. Yeah, all in favor, say aye. Or any discussion? Now you want to, look like you want to.
Wade, you up for this? I'm all in favor, Commissioner, Chairman.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, all opposed? All right, thank you. All right, county attorney, this is another.
Item 2 is the consideration of the appointment of the county attorney. In January each year, the Board of Commissioners appoints the county attorney. Aaron Kapler with Thompson O'Brien has been serving as county attorney since January 2023.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to appoint, there's a blank on here, whose name am I supposed to say?
Is it Gage?
Okay. Aaron Keller is county attorney for fiscal year 2024.
It sure does have a blank.
Second that.
Gage. All right. Got a motion, and I get a second on that?
Yeah, second.
Second, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up was our qualifying fees for 2024.
Item 3 is another bookkeeping item, resolution to set qualifying fees for 2024. The board is required to set and publish qualifying fees for county offices by February 1st. Qualifying fees are generally set by law and the amount depending upon the county office. The following, you see the list of qualifying fees here and also in the attached resolution.
Motion to approve that.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt a resolution setting the 2024 qualifying fees for county offices as presented.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up is our ACCG mental health resolution.
Yeah, the Association of County Commissioners are asking that all counties pass a resolution urging the governor and the General Assembly to continue their commitment to mental health services for Georgia during the 2024 legislative session. Our recommendation is you consider to approve a resolution which does this.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution urging the governor and General Assembly to continue efforts to reform and improve mental health services.
I'll second that.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Number 5, we are skipping. And then number 6 is the mega site road names.
Next item is the consideration of resolution authorizing the road names of Genesis Drive and Kia Drive and recommending GDOT rename the section of US Highway 280 from Kia Drive to Genesis Drive, Hyundai Way.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution authorizing the road names Genesis Drive and Kia Drive and recommending GDOT rename the section of US Highway 280 from Kia Drive to Genesis Drive Hyundai Way.
Second.
Second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Next up, number 7 is the 2023 North Bryan Transportation Study.
Number 7 is adopting into the record the North Bryan County Regional Traffic Study in an effort to determine future transportation improvements that are outside those associated with site and projects that are already agreed upon by GDOT in that 280 corridor and beyond. Thomas and Hutton was authorized to undertake a transportation study in order to evaluate the potential need for improvements along 2 corridors north of I-16, as well as several intersections and corridors south of I-16. Our recommendation is you approve the October 2023 North Bryan County Regional Traffic Study for adoption as the final North Bryan County Regional Traffic Study.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve October 2023 draft North Bryan County Regional Traffic Study for adoption as the final North Bryan County Regional Traffic Study.
Second.
Second. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Thank you. All right, now T&H, number 85, Belfast Keller Improvements, I-95 interchange to Belfast Commerce Center Drive.
Item 8 is Thomas and Hutton Task Order Number 85 for Belfast Keller Road Improvements, I-95 interchange to Belfast Commerce Center Drive. In cooperation with Radiant Places and Properties, Bryan County is committed to designing and permitting the construction of roadway improvements to Belfast Keller Road. As you know, we already have a construction project going on the other side of the interstate. This will be the opposite side, the commercial side, the design work for that section. Our recommendation is you approve the attached Thompson Hutton scope of services for survey, right-of-way plating, and design phase engineering, and authorize the chairman to execute task order 85 in the amount of $859,400 for the design of Belfast Keller Road improvements, I-95 interchange to Belfast Commerce Center Drive.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve Thomas and Hutton Task Order Number 85 in the amount of $859,400.
Second.
Second. All right, any discussion on that? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, number 9 is our revised 2024 capital recovery fee schedule.
Item 9 is the adoption of a revised 2024 capital recovery schedule. The Board of Commissioners adopted a 2024 capital recovery fee schedule in the 2024 budget. The schedule included in the budget book had a Scrivener's error of 2 fees. This corrects that. The identified fees for the south of I-16 Highway 280 quadrant and the south of I-16 Olive Branch Road districts need to be changed. The correct fees are $8,183 and $10,951 respectively.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution adopting revised 2024 capital recovery fee schedule.
Second.
Second. Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up, 10 is the environmental health funding consideration.
Yeah, as you know, we fund a portion of the Department of Public Health in Bryan County, our local office. Our annual supplement has been just above $139,000 per year. This year, they're wishing to add some additional employees to the units due to the population growth, so they've requested additional funding for salary and fringe benefits that totals just above $79,000. This is a budget amendment for that as well, and it'll bring that annual funding up from $139,700 each year to $219,000 each year that we fund. So our recommendation is you authorize the budget amendment and the additional funding to the Department of Public Health for the purpose of adding another position in Bryan County.
Mr. Chairman, I move to authorize a budget amendment and additional funding of $79,330 per year to the Department of Health for the purposes of adding another position in Bryan County.
Second.
Second, okay. I will say the Department of Health has done a great job for us on limited staff, and this will help them tremendously moving forward in the years to come as our county grows. We're gonna add some, they're gonna be able to add some positions, so thank you all for doing that. All right, and any other discussion, comments? Nope, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, okay, that carries, thank you. All right, now down to construction award for our fire station 5 and 8.
Yeah, this is, item 11 is a consideration of approval awarding a contract to Foley Construction for the construction of 2 buildings located at Fire Station 5 and Fire Station 8. These are going to be living facilities for those fire stations, so we're excited about that, and hope to get underway very, very soon. If approved, our recommendation is to authorize staff to award a contract to Foley Construction in the amount of $945,000 for the construction of 2 2,700-foot square buildings to be located at Fire Station 5, which is located on 280, and Fire Station 8, which is located in the Industrial Park.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve staff awarding a contract to Foley Construction LLC in the amount of $945,000 for the construction of 2 2,700 square foot buildings to be located at Fire Stations 5 and 8.
Second.
Second, any discussion on that? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, okay, thank you. All right, next up, the adoption of road classification plan.
Yeah, each year, as established by the UDO back in 2020, Bryan County must adopt a road classification plan that includes its county's current road inventory. The engineering director has reviewed the proposed 2024 road classification plan and has determined the road classification plan reflects accurately Bryan County's road inventory as of the end of the year of this year, December 31st. Our recommendation is you approve the resolution adopting the 2024 road classification plan.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution adopting the 2024 road classification plan as presented.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion, all right, next up is a field print service agreement.
Yes, item 13 is consideration of a resolution authorizing staff to enter into a service agreement by and between Field Print Incorporated and Bryan County. Right now, we issue alcohol license through the Community Development Department, and per state law, Bryan County is required to obtain fingerprints from applicants and also have a background check. This resolution authorizes us to partner with Field Print Incorporated to accomplish that. So, right now, currently, the only place you can get that is the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution authorizing staff to enter into a service agreement with Field Print, Inc. for the purposes of fingerprinting and background checks.
Second.
Second, any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, okay, that motion carries, thank you. 14, information exchange agreement, community development and probate court.
And also, this is related. This is the consideration of approval of information exchange agreement with Bryan County and the Bryan County Probate Court. Along the same lines regarding alcohol license and whatnot, this is just yet another avenue where fingerprints and, of course, background checks can be conducted through Bryan County Probate Court, who already does so through concealed carry permits, so.
Okay. Motion for that one.
I'll move to approve an information exchange agreement by and between Bryan County and the Bryan County Probate Court.
Second.
Second, okay, any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, okay, that motion carries. All right, down to our Bottom Park Resolution.
Bottom Park Resolution. Item 15, the City of Richmond Hill has requested that the county turn over its ownership of the Bottom Park to the city and cease to use the facilities for recreational use. They've got plans for it. Our recommendation is to approve a resolution which transfers all ownership of the county's portion of the Bottom Park to the City of Richmond Hill.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve a resolution transferring all ownership of the county's portion of the Bottoms Park to the city of Richmond Hill.
Second.
Second. All right, any discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that is done. Now we're down to K-9 Anita decommission.
Yeah, item 16 is consideration of K-9 Anita decommission. The Bryan County Sheriff's Office operates a K-9 unit. One of those K-9s is K-9 Anita, who has served the county and has reached its age for retirement. The Sheriff's Office has requested authority to formally decommission Anita and retire her from service and allow her to be adopted by a qualified person in accordance with the sheriff's discretion. Our recommendation is the approval of the decommissioning of this K-9 Anita and allowing her adoption with the discretion of the sheriff.
Yes.
Is she here to speak for
Yeah,
herself?
yeah, Anita is here. We're gonna take some pictures once we get it approved that she can retire. I hope nobody bought anything illegal to the meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the decommissioning of K-9 Anita and allowing her adoption.
Second?
Second. Any discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we'll come down and get a picture.
Go ahead.
If that dog bites me.
Yeah.
If that-
You know he sells drugs for a living, right?
Bad man in there.
Yeah.
Hold this right here. for a minute. Yeah, yeah.
Bad man in there. Bad man.
Sells drugs for a living.
I know, right?
Dog starts hungry.
Can you go to the other side, Ben? Or, yeah, that'll work. Perfect. Here we go. And in 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Where'd you go?
She was looking at
Let's try this again.
Look at Ben.
Go. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Anita.
Congratulations.
How long did Anita serve?
9 years.
9 years, all right, very good.
Been that long?
All right, very good.
How about
You gonna
that?
adopt her?
Hopefully they'll let me keep it.
How about that? Congratulations.
Thank you for your service.
Congratulations. Thank you, Darryl, for all your service too and work out on the internet.
It's the friendly ones you have to worry about. I passed
Recognizing. Recognizing Chris Benson. Chris Benson.
What was he gonna speak?
He may or may not.
Okay, okay.
Just recognizing, giving an opportunity to speak. Just recognizing and giving an opportunity to speak.
All right, we're now to our public comment section. I know, Chris with the city, thank you for coming, sir. You know the list was already up here and I saw you walk in. Would you like to say anything? Yep. Are you just here? Good. Thank you for what you've done in the city so far. We look forward to working together for at least 3 or 4 more years with Tiffany. So welcome her as the mayor too. Take an opportunity to do that. And thank you too for coming to our meeting. Yes, sir. Okay, first up, we have Lisa Freeman. Come up and state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Lisa Freeman. Happy New Year. July 15th, 2022, the Georgia Governor's Office investigated and validated 36 specific problems raised by citizens concerning the 2020 election. Governor Kemp then sent a letter to the Georgia State Elections Board requesting them to investigate these 36 issues. November 1st, 2023, the Georgia Senate held a hearing to press for more election security ahead of the 2024 elections. The senators criticized Secretary of State Raffensperger for his plan to wait until after the 24 elections. The senators suggested an elimination or QR codes from our ballots and the introduction of paper ballots. filled out by hand. According to numerous polls by the NPR, Axis, Gallup, and CNN, we have big problems with our entire election system. It's been in the news. We've made the headlines a lot recently. Gallup poll on February 13, 2020, 59% of Americans don't trust the honesty of our elections. CNN poll, 56% of American voters have little or no confidence in our elections will reflect what the will of the people is. That's why the voters of Bryan County have come to you repeatedly and asked that our representative, you pass a resolution to go back to paper ballots, the gold standard of elections. Last year, the Bryan County Commissioners passed a total of 82 resolutions, and I just heard quite a few more this evening. Why didn't we pass the resolution for a safe and secure voting? Surely there's nothing more important in our county than safe and secure elections. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't break any laws. It just sends a message to our state leaders in Atlanta that we are not happy with our current voting system and we want it fixed. Can someone please explain to us why we can't pass this resolution? All we're really asking for is some kind of a response. I don't want to keep coming back every time. I know I lost a son for to be able to have free and fair elections, and there's a lot of people that have lost loved ones and given their lives for this country, and this is their primary reason for free and fair elections. All I want is to know why we're not looking at it or considering it when the rest of the country is putting it out there in the news all over the place right now. We are not looking good. Raffensperger's in the news regularly with what's going on. So I just want to know if there's a way that we can take a look at this and really consider looking at the paper ballot thing. It worked for years and years. It worked last night in the Iowa elections, and they did it with the television screen and everything else where everybody in the world could see what was happening. And we need that kind of thing too. We need real honest transparency, not just the word, and that kind of thing. And I really don't want to sound bad. I do pray a lot for our country. I pray a lot for our county because the changes are happening rapidly. But I think that 2024 will be a year that we will see a lot of changes. And I pray that they're good for all of us.
And we have been looking into it. Our attorney addressed it last time. We're continuing to look at it, working with the state, waiting on the state for a response from them. So where it's not falling on deaf ears, we are looking into it. We're just waiting on a response. So
it seems like an awful small thing. I did the recount. I was in this little building here doing the recount in 2020, and I also did the poll watching for the Kelly Loeffler thing, and I saw a lot of discrepancies. They came in and changed out chords in the middle of elections. They did things that weren't visibly something I was comfortable with. A lot of questions over some of the way the circles were filled in and things like that. I want what's best for our world, for our country, for our children. The children have always been my priority, and that's where we're looking at for our future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Freeman.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Yep. All right, next up, Tom Seaman, and was his job performance evaluations.
Good evening, gentlemen. Happy New Year. I'm Professor M. Thomas Seaman, and it's a new year. It's a good time for a job performance evaluation. We had a lot of good things happen in 2023, including this new facility. But because our time is limited, we'll only focus on 7 areas of concern. 6 months ago, the commissioners were petitioned by the people of Bryan County and the entire executive committee of the Republican Party to pass a resolution to go back to paper ballots and get rid of Dominion voting machines. We passed 82 other resolutions last year, but not this one. So we get a grade F for failure to complete an easy assignment with no costs or downsides. Number 2, for 3 months, Bryan County's been waiting on the state attorney general for advice and instructions on how to fix our problem with illegal ballots. We have a grade C for having a bad strategy. Chris Carr's had 3 years to fix the problem, has accomplished nothing. Why are we looking to him? Bad strategy. Number 4, on November 7th, 2023, Bryan County ran an election using illegal ballots that were not in a format readable by the electors, thus exposing our county to the possibility of being sued by the voters. So on number 4, we get an F for using ballots not in compliance with Georgia's election codes. Next, in June, Bryan County applied for a grant from HUD. The Department of Housing and Urban Development, an agency that's unconstitutional. So here we get a grade F for failing to support the Constitution and uphold the 10th Amendment. Next, 2 months ago, Bryan County unnecessarily added $1 million to our national debt of $33 trillion. That was a very unwise and unnecessary when Georgia has $10.7 billion of cash in the bank. So we get a grade F for fiscal irresponsibility, spending federal money we don't have. Number 7, listening to the citizens, we have a mixed bag here. We've been very patient and gracious with people speaking about zoning issues. But with citizens concerned about our illegal ballots, we have sometimes been impatient, disrespectful, and falsely assumed that we knew what they wanted to say. So we get a grade D for impatience, ungraciousness, and inconsistent policy on public comments. Conclusion, though we had many successes last year, there are several key areas here that need improvement. Let's work on these issues and do better in 2024, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. I get graded every semester.
Take the C.
Thank you guys very much. Love to see that resolution come out.
Yes, sir.
That'd be an easy first step for us.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Take care.
Anybody else here wish to speak for the public that wanted to speak, or any other comments? Any commissioner comments? We're going to go into executive session here in a second. Any commissioner comments? If not, we will take a motion to go into executive session for litigation and personnel.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we enter executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation and personnel.
Second.
Second? Okay, all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are in an executive session. We'll be back.